I had been looking to see if there were any videos talking about why quiet firing happened, and I didn't see any articles talking about the why behind quiet firing. So I just figured I would jump on a video to talk about it. Hey lovely people, it's me, Jessica Hicks, and I am back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about quiet firing. Now, I did make another video where I just talk about what quiet firing is. If you want to know about that, I'll put a link somewhere in this video, or it will be linked in the comment section below. And this video, I actually want to talk about why managers may quietly fire someone instead of just terminating them directly. Now, in the video I made, I explained that quiet firing is similar to quiet quitting, where basically the company, instead of telling you directly that you need to leave and that you're being terminated, they will do certain things to manage you out. If you want to learn more about that, check out the video. Now, why would a manager quietly fire someone? The first reason that a manager may do this is simply because they have no real reason to fire you. So there's no policies that you've gone against that would warrant them terminating you. You're doing your job. Is nothing that directly is impacting your job. Maybe they don't like you. They want to get rid of you for some reason that's very ambiguous. They have no documentation to say, hey, you did not do your job, or you did something against the company or against your team, anything like that. So the first reason is simply that they actually have no real reason to terminate you. So if they're to go to HR is going to ask, where's the documentation? What did this person do? Why are you wanting to fire them? Have you given them warnings if they did do something? They're going to ask a lot of questions. So instead of going through that route, the manager may quietly fire you. Now, the next reason a manager may quietly fire you is more of an HR reason, and it's because you're in a protected class. Now, there are certain groups of people that are directly protected. If they're an applicant, if they're an employee, former employee, they may be in a protected class of people that has a ton of legality, which is a great thing around wrongfully terminating them, which can be linked to discrimination, right? So it's basically a protected group of people protected from discrimination. So some people in a protected class may be someone that's over the age of 40, someone that is pregnant, someone that is female, someone maybe in a racial or ethnic group like Black, Hispanic, ethnicity, Asian, etc., right? So it could also be a veteran or someone with a disability. So there are certain groups of people that employers are going to be very careful about. So if a manager comes to HR and says, hey, I want to get rid of this person, they're going to need to be very careful around that. And some managers already know that if they're terminating someone and there's not a direct reason for it, there's not multiple reasons, you haven't taken certain protocol to manage that person before terminating them, the question will be asked, well, was it a wrongful termination? Was it a form of discrimination? So managers may just opt to quietly fire someone instead of terminating them. Now, are there other reasons why an employee may have a reason to maybe take legal action because of quietly firing? Yes, because depending on what the manager is doing, if they're making a toxic workplace, which is basically quietly firing, you're making it a difficult scenario for that employee to make them want to leave, or you're not giving them certain opportunities over others, which makes them want to leave. Well, they can take legal action in that sense, but definitely a lot of the time folks think of wrongful termination as a time to go to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to build a lawsuit or a case against a company if they feel like they've been wrongfully terminated or terminated because of the fact that they are in a protected group of people. So the next reason a manager may quietly fire someone is simply because firing someone is really hard. No one wants to have a termination conversation. And if they do, there's probably something really wrong with you because that's not a conversation that most people want to have. I have had to terminate employees and have layoff conversations, and it is not an easy conversation to have whatsoever. However, when the time comes, it needs to happen. For example, I had a scenario where the company I was working at, we had an office closure. And so that was going to impact the employees working there. They would no longer have a job. Now that was a layoff and it was direct. It wasn't a quiet firing. But during that conversation, it was very difficult. So the manager may just not want to have the conversation altogether, even if they do have documentation, even if they have worked with someone, even if they have real reasons of why they like to get rid of said employee, they may just not want to do it. Okay, so this is the next reason. HR is just not letting them do it, right? And there's a lot of reasons HR may tell a manager, no, we cannot go this route. The manager may not have worked with the employee at all. The employee doesn't even know what's going on, that their work isn't up to par, or they are not getting along with their team, or whatever the reasons are. And the human resources managers may tell that direct manager of that person to work with them, develop them, take the time to do X, Y, and Z. And that manager may just not want to do it. And that leads to a quiet firing. And so if HR is simply telling them, no, you cannot terminate this person, that can also lead to a manager quietly firing somewhere where they're doing certain things, which I talked about again in another video, linked below, which ultimately pushes that person out of the company or really pushes them to just quit on their own versus the company needing to put through a termination with them. So I hope this video is helpful. I had been looking to see if there were any videos talking about why quiet firing happened, and I didn't see any articles talking about the why behind quiet firing. So I just figured I would jump on a video to talk about it and share my thoughts. Now, this is all my opinion. This is based on my experiences working as a recruiter and an HR business partner. And I've seen quiet firing happen. It just has never been called quiet firing in the past. So I hope this video is helpful. If you've been going through a scenario like this, or if you have more thoughts on why managers might quietly fire someone, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And with that, I'm going to close out the video. Thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, lovely people.